Okay, here we go again. One more video for the day. Come on. Share. Takes me a few minutes to get ready here, you guys, so be patient with me. I just have to get the links out to everybody. Okay, almost there. This is the ICAD index card a day bookmaking video. So that's what it's going to be titled. Make sure it comes here live, and bingo, we're there. I don't think I've ever said bingo, but I just said it. Okay, welcome. We have a couple minutes. So I'm just going to sit here in silence, I think. I can't do that. Hey, Lita and Carol and Susie and the other Carol, all on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for coming in on YouTube. It is a better picture, right? And Terry and Jennifer and Carmelita. Carmen says, I'm running to get my coffee. And Jamie. And Debbie Jones says she's enjoying the video. Maybe that was recorded. I don't see Debbie commenting here, but that's okay. Hi, Kathy and Pat. Hey, 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 Pat. Ready to rock and roll. I think we have another minute so Carmen can get her coffee. Hi, Arlene and Susan and Dieta. Good morning again. Well, it's morning where I live, and it is a beautiful morning. It's a little bit cloudy, but I think it's going to be hot, hot, and more hot. Hi, Beatrice and Ellen. Ellen, are you stalking me? Just kidding. All right, are we ready to roll? It's 10 a.m. Do you know where your children are? Right here. All the cool kids are right here. Okay, so this is where I'm going to talk to you guys all about the Index Card a Day Challenge and nothing else. So the Index Card a Day Challenge was started, I want to say, 11 years ago. I've been doing it for 9 years. It was started by Tammy Garcia with daisyyellowart.com. So if you want more information or you want to give Tammy a tip, you can do that over at daisyyellowart.com because she puts a lot of time into this. So every year I donate money to her group for all of us, kind of, you know what I mean? I try to take care of the group, in other words, because we all use her prompts, which she comes up with every year and puts it together so nicely. So I like to support people who, especially people that don't ask for money all the time and just do it, you know? Those are the people I like to support. So this is a 61-day challenge, which for us in this group would means 2 months. So we're doing the June prompts and the July prompts. The June prompts for us were created by Susan Bain. The July prompts haven't been posted yet, and they have been created already, I think, by Teresa Carter. I'm pretty sure. So the idea for us is going to be to combine our prompts with the prompts from Daisy Yellow Art. We started doing that last year, and I have lots of stuff to show you, so we will, I'll explain it then. I always like to use a hashtag. A hashtag, ladies, is nothing more than a file folder. So if you put a hashtag in whenever you share something, it goes into a file, so we can find it very easily on Facebook or Instagram by typing in that hashtag again. So our hashtag for this year will be ICAD 2024 with Lindsay. The Daisy Yellow Art Group has their own hashtag, and I think it's DYI 2024, but I'll look that up and I'll share it with you. So if you want it to go to all of those people as well, you would have to put in her hashtag also. Okay, so if I didn't explain it enough earlier, I will tell you now. These are our prompts for our group. I don't usually print out the Daisy Yellow prompts. I will write them on an index card, which I will show you momentarily, and I usually write them on our prompt list. So that way I have both of them together. So if they're crazy, like this one is Opal Fire, because we're doing colors this month, and then their prompt is lavender. So that's a little strange, but I might be able to figure it out. This one is sunset, meaning the color of sunset. And then the prompt from Daisy Yellow is owl. So that one goes together really well. It gets tricky when some of them do not coordinate, but I can usually figure it out. And that's where the challenge comes in for all of us. So if you haven't found our prompts, they're in the files section of this group. Just go to the files section. It should say June 2024 prompts, I believe. The Daisy Yellow prompts are currently in Guide 71, which as of June 1st will change to Guide number 1, and that's where all of our Index Card a Day Challenge stuff will be for 2024. Okay, so let me just show you my setup. This is usually what I use every year. It's this box that I got at Home Goods. And I've just put some other stuff into it. So I just wanted to show you. These are little pouches. So I made the first 2 of these for myself. And then all of you guys wanted to buy them. And I said, no, I'm not making them for everybody. So my friend Michelle started making these. This is the one I did one year, and it has a hair tie as a band to hold it together. And these were some of the prompts that we did one year for Index Card a Day challenge, right? Or this may have been a flower challenge. I can't remember. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I did it for. Oh, this was a month of flowers 2022. So we did a month of flowers a year before, and I put them into this little pouch. Michelle will be selling these next week in the group on handmade holidays. If you want to get one, she's doing one now with a gusset in it so that it's a little bit wider so you can store thicker cards. You know, it's just a great way to keep your cards in order. Here's another one that I did. I don't know if she's personalizing them, but I personalize mine, you know. Here's another month of flowers from 2021. I love doing flowers apparently every month. So that's what we've been doing the last couple of years. We do months of flowers in May. And then this is one of Michelle's. So this is how hers are, and they have a nice snap here so you don't have to have a little rubber band on it. Let me just show you what index cards are in case you don't know. Stacy wants to know if we made the book. No. These are little half-size index cards, which they used to sell. I don't know if they still do because you do realize this is an index card cut in half. So you can buy tiny index cards, but you can also just take a paper cutter and cut your own in half. Sometimes the dollar stores, especially the Japanese dollar stores, carry these very tiny size index cards. This one has grids on it, so I love this one. My personal favorite index cards were my mom's yellowed ones that are very vintage and antique. You can see the difference between the 2 colors, but I'm down to just a few left, so I will covet them. These are regular old index cards that you can buy at Office Depot, Staples, wherever, Walmart, all the places. Some places will sell grid index cards with a grid on it, so you can use any or all of these. These are fancy index cards, which my mom loved these, so these were hers. I don't use them for Index Card a Day Challenge, but I keep them in my tub. These are also index cards that go this direction vertically. These are also fancy index cards that you can buy certain places that have colors. So the only requirement that Daisy Yellow makes, and you don't have to stick to that if you want, is that they have to be below 4 by 6, 4 inches by 6 inches. So these are 3 by 5 index cards. I am probably not going to use index cards the whole entire time. I'm going to cut some mixed media paper and some watercolor paper. So there's that. Here's another one that Michelle made me. She makes me one every year. This was 2018. Uh, more flowers. Apparently May is my flower month. So anyway, go buy your little pouches from Michelle at Handmade Holidays. Just go over to Handmade Holidays. Make sure you're part of the group. Then you'll get her little alert when she goes live. So last year, this is what I did. This is a couple of years before in a cigar box. This is another year in a file box that was my dad's. So this is pretty much what we do. We do index cards and we do the prompts, whatever they may be. We add, just like we've done here all along in this group, all month long. You know, this one got stitched. These are all now out of order. But here's a day where I just used a teeny tiny one. Another one. You know, I don't have to go through the whole thing, right? I don't know where this came from, but it'll go back in there. So I always like to try to find different ways to store them or put them in it as a group or whatever. Some years I get really carried away with fabric and lace, and some years there's buttons, fabric, and sometimes I just do basic stuff. Like, look at this one, that's pretty intense. This is when I started doing my ruffles. Here's trees, throw kindness around like confetti. You know, you can do really whatever you want. And we will be doing lots of different types of things. Okay. See if this lid goes back onto my cigar box. It's hitting something. There we go. So last year I did a book like we're doing this year, and the whole thing fell apart because it got too thick. And that may happen again this year. I cannot guarantee that the book that we're making today won't fall apart. But we always start with a title page. This is for ICAD. And then I went into, they do some warm-up prompts. This was a warm-up prompt, top 10 things right now. Drinking a Coke every now and then, kettle air-fried Himalayan salt chips, hand sewing on paper, journaling with travel photos. And then, you know, we just went from there. I try to, for every one that I do, I try to date. So there's usually a date on each card. And I love this idea, even though the book fell apart. I loved it because my card could go on top of another piece of paper. And that's what we're doing again this year. Imagine all the fishes. So that's the plan. That's what Index Card a Day Challenge is. Does anybody have any questions? If you don't, we're just going to make our book. Carmen says you can always make a couple of books. I know, but I think my book this year, I think I have perfected it. So I think it's going to stay together. So this is what I've made so far. This was a board book that I made similar to what we are doing today. You guys saw this earlier today if you were in class. We did this one for the book club, and I love, love, love how it came out. This one is just one that I am making and probably selling. It's just a blank book, but I'll do some doodles and stuff in it and it will be sold. So then here we are with this book. So you had I don't want to get it mixed up. You had 32 4x11 pages, right? They all get folded in half lengthwise. Is that hamburger or hot dog? I forget every time. They just get folded in half. You don't want a tall, skinny book. You know, you want a book where your index cards, let's just make sure, where your index cards will fit on it nicely. And so then if I have extra room, I could have fringe and stuff sticking up the top. Does that make sense? Okay. So what I have done, because I don't want to sit here all day and just have you watch me glue together, I have done half of my book already. So it's all glued together. Can you see how it's just glued page to page? It's not hard. It's not rocket science. It is gluing papers together. So I'm going to just add to this book here. So let's say this book wasn't glued together, that this was just a piece of paper. You're just going to take your glue, and this is why Fabrifix, it earns its weight in gold and glue, because you just go on the right-hand side of your paper, all the way around the edge. Then you take your other sheet, keeping it in rainbow order if you want, and then you stack it like this, all the way around, and you take a burnishing tool, and this is where your burnishing tool comes in really handy. If you don't have a burnishing stick from my husband, he's making more and they will be available on Monday. Donna says, can you explain the index card thingy for me? I already did, Donna, at the beginning. You'll have to watch the video again because it took a while. Does that make sense? You can open this up and burnish this side. This is where your cutting and folding comes into play, because if you have it off kilter a little bit, it's going to look like this one. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of off kilter here. I didn't score it and fold it real well. We did tea dye and coffee dye some of the index cards a couple years ago, and I will put that on my list of stuff to do with you guys. I want to do some jelly plate printing this year. I want to do some acrylic washes this year. Can you order burnishings like in advance? No, as soon as he gets them made, we'll put them up. But they do sell quickly. But he can always make more. That's the good news. I think he's got like 20 to put up when he gets them done. The most important part is getting it really held down here, burnished really good on the spine. So what I did for this book, I put it together partially yesterday, and then I put it under very heavy books. That's the best thing I can tell you. Yeah, since it's nice outside, I'm going to go do some painting and stuff outside. So we'll have some other videos and things for that. So there will be 32 pages in here, which give us 64 places for index cards, but we need a cover, you know, so are there any questions on what I'm doing here? Carmen says, on the edge of the book that you don't open, you can put a lot of glue to help keep it bound. Yeah, you know, like when you get a notepad, they put white glue here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some white glue and some clamps, and I'm going to clamp it down really good so that the white glue is flexible. And I'm going to let it dry out in the sun, you know, should work out nicely. But this is the question and answer time, because I'm just going to finish gluing these. If you guys have any questions, I'll try to answer them. The first week's prompts are already up. DaisyYellow.com does have some warm-up exercises. which I thought were not very good this year, so I didn't even bother posting them. So you can go to their website, daisyyellowart.com, or if you're on Instagram, it's much easier to just go to Index Card a Day on Instagram, and you can find them there. Any other questions that I can answer about this or anything? Because I'm just going to glue. This just keeps it really tight and in line. Daisy Yellow art can get boring. They do the same prompts every year. Yeah, that's why we kind of use our prompts too. And it's nice this month that Sue Bain did colors. So we can do colors if all else fails, because she's got some really killer colors. Like Bordeaux is going to be really fun to do with trees. I think that's a prompt next week, Bordeaux with trees. Carmen says, I did find that good old Elmer's glue works best. So you're gluing two together. So I'm gluing one on top of the other. So watch, hang on, let me just burnish this and I'll show you, Lisa. Let's just say I didn't have my book already started. So I would take one page like this, right? Fold it, put my glue here. Then I'm going to take the other page that goes on top of it, put it on top. And what I mean by stacking is, you know, when you stack papers to get them nicely, I go on all four sides to get it stacked nicely, and then I burnish it. So yes, two pages together. And what that creates, I'll show you in a minute. So this is your one page, and this is your second page. So with two sheets of paper, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. Make sense? Stacy says, for the binding edge, I wonder if hot glue would work better than white glue. Hot glue is more flexible. I don't know. You try that. I wish I had padding glue that they use like at a print shop, because I think padding glue would work the best because it does stretch really well. So now, Lisa, I am just putting those two pages on top of my other page, and you just keep going on top of each other. Carmen says, I found Elmer's glue or PVC glue works the best. PVA. PVC is a pipe, but I know what you mean. PVA glue is bookbinder's glue, and I forget what it stands for. Polyvinyl adhesive, possibly, but it works really good. Lisa, did I answer your question? Yeah, PVA is bookbinder's glue, and it's not cheap, but it's really, really good. So hopefully that answered your question, Lisa. And I know nobody else is asking questions because you're all desperately watching me glue pages together. But look at my book. It's just so cute, right? It's going to be so cute with all these rainbow colors. But it is going to be kind of awkward when I'm trying to do the colors that, what's her name did for us? Sue. Terry says, I'm using my brayer and it's working great. Oh, to smooth the pages down, Terry? That's a good idea, a brayer. We're going to be brayering, I hope, this month too. I want to try a lot of different techniques in this book. That's my goal. Deb says, what are the dimensions again? It's 4 inches wide by 11 inches across, and you need 32 pages altogether. So if you use one sheet of 8.5 by 11, you're going to get 2 out of it. Oh, look how pretty. Oh, look how pretty. Yeah, it's just so pretty. You'll get 2 pages out of it. So 32 pages in all. which gives you 64 pages, but you have one as a cover and one as a back cover. You are losing surface by gluing two together. If you want to do another book, go right ahead. But I like the way this one looks when it's done. You do lose the surface, but like if you look at this one, it just holds really nicely. And it thickens up so you get a really nice thick page to work on. Right? Or not right? But really, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You could just do index cards, for Pete's sakes. And you could buy one of Michelle's cute pouches and throw them in there and call it a day. Uh-oh. Did I turn my book around? I did. That would have been a disaster, right? Make sure. Yeah. Terry says, I glued some on 3 sides to create a pocket ever so often. Now that's brilliant. I think I'll do that on my cover, maybe. When we get to our cover, I'll show you what she's talking about. So instead of putting glue all the way around, you're putting glue on 3 sides, and then that becomes a pocket. But I'm not going to do it very much because I don't want to give myself more work. This one doesn't seem to be folded correctly. So you cut down an 8.5 by 11 to 4 by 11, not 8 by 11, 4 by 11. It's 4 inches wide. So you get 2 pieces out of an 8.5 by 11. Capiche? See, this isn't very wide because your index card has got to get glued to this, right? And I wanted it a little bigger so that you could have room down here to write what you wanted to, or you could put it down here and have ribbons sticking up. And also, Carmen posted the link earlier for those gloobers. They're those little goobery glue dot things. They've been very, very hard to find. There is a company that's selling them now. You put them on the back here, and like when you get a credit card in the mail or a piece that comes out of a magazine, you can just push it and it rolls into like a booger. We used to call them booger dots, but anyway. What is the colored paper? This is Astro Bright paper from my local print shop, but you can buy it at Walmart and other places. I bought mine from my local printer because I only wanted 1 sheet of each color. Because like this blue, do you see I have 2 of them here? Because I got 2 out of an 8.5 by 11 sheet. Oh, somebody is cinch binding theirs on their cinch machine. Yeah, you can do that if you have an Ibeco machine. You could bind it that way. You could punch holes and put rings in it. You don't have to do it this way. This is how I'm doing mine. That's all I wanted everybody to see, is how I am doing mine. Please don't feel that you have to do exactly what I do. I think I want my purple as my first page, so I think I'm going to put this page back here. Is that okay? No, it might need to go here. Yeah, if you're looking for those little gloober dots, let me know and I can get you a link. I found them on Amazon. There are a lot of companies that say they make glue dots that are removable. The ones that I got are honestly removable. Okay, so let's do this how we did our other book so we don't make any mistakes. So we have our cover, right? I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And see, it didn't line up really good here. I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to cut that with my scissors. I got to go this direction. Some of my cards were a bit off. And being a little bit OCD, I have to trim this much off. And it's the same thing on the back side here. But I can do that later. 5, 6. Pencil, ladies, don't use a pen. 7, 8, 10. I got to go 61. 14. 18. And don't press hard if you're going to write numbers on yours, because you're going to want to erase them. Uh-oh, these two are glued together. And I could put them in the top. Doesn't matter where I put them. 30, I'm halfway through. Actually, if I put them here, the index card will cover them up. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 44. I think these glued together. 45. Whoops. 49, 50. I'm almost done. I don't know what the prompts are for June or July yet, so that'll be fun. We don't really know until we get them. But it's fun because their prompts are different every week. And sometimes she gets lazy and repeats what she did last year. And that's a problem, but what are you going to do? 59, 60, 61. And then we have an end page. And then I'm going to have extras so I can put my prompts here. Oh, I forgot to make a pocket. Oh, well. Prompt list and the end. And that is my book. And look how cute it is when it opens. It's never going to close all the way, you guys. So it's going to need a pouch to put in or a box. Like when I'm all done, it will be able to fit right in here like this, hopefully. No, too big. Like that. Too big for this box. And then on this little book, and I haven't quite decided, I did put some fabric to hold it together on the spine. You could use paper, but I don't think I would recommend using paper because I think paper is going to tear. Let's just have it fan out one more time because it's so cute. And it does it so nicely on its own, except where the pages are stuck together. So that's my book. Oh, and I might start this way, but then I'm totally upside down and backwards, but that's okay. I thought we were going to need more pages. No, that's it. 30. There were 32 total. So when you put it together, that gives you 61. And I may go back and renumber because I'm thinking I don't want to start number 1 here. I want to start number 1 here, and I want to be able to put a title page or something there. So I may go back and renumber them. I just wasn't thinking straight. Total number of completed pages. Well, if I change this, this will have a title page, and this will be number 1. So then back here, there won't be a the end page. There will just be a prompt list page or something. Maybe we'll leave the end here because then this will be 61. So total number of pages are 62, 63 pages because I don't know. Did I goof? Because you have a cover and a back cover. Yeah, and then you have 61 pages up to here. And then we have extra pages back here. So I may have to number again. I may have to figure out what I want to do with the front. Because I usually do some of their warm-ups. So we have 61, 62, 63, 64 is how many pages are in the book. So if you want to leave a space in the front, leave a space in the front. You could even leave 2 spaces in the front and then have 1 space in the back. Does that make sense? Because there are 61 days that we are doing cards for. So 62, 63, 64. So you have 3 extra pages. Okay? So Shari, I'm sorry, if you want to know what ICAD is, when this video ends, go back and watch the very beginning. We're doing 61 days of index cards. I've done this for 9 years, and this is what my cards looked like last year. So it is fun, you guys, to have a title page. And then I did some of their warm-ups, and this is where it started, 6-1 last year. So this is what it is. I'm just going to flip through these because I have a couple of extra minutes. It's index card a day challenge. And there are challenges. So this prompt was treble clef. So I had to incorporate a treble clef in my card somewhere. If you are not a doodler or a lettering person, you can cut pictures out of magazines. You could type stuff. This I glued pennies on because the prompt was pennies. This prompt was sea glass, so I glued sea glass on. I'm sorry, I missed the Gloober dot. Oh, let me find it for you, Jamie. Why doesn't Carmen come up here? Hang on, I gotta find it another way. Here it is. Removable glue dots. I'll post a link for it separate for you guys that really want the glue dots. It is fun, Shari. It is fun. We have prompts that help us doodle on our cards. This was a cute one because this had a little pocket here and then we had something slide out of it. I'm not going to show you all of these because it'll just take too much time, but this must have been a red, white, and blue page. Another red, white, and blue page. Flying fish. That's my Virgo sign. Fireflies talk to each other in a code of light. And it's just a fun way to practice. And then you can go back and look at these to get ideas from. You know? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Oh, now I want ice cream. If I were rich, I would buy a soft serve ice cream machine with chocolate and vanilla, chocolate, salted caramel, chocolate malted crunch, and gold medal ribbon. Heck yeah. So that's the idea. We're going to put these 61 cards this year into here. They, of course, won't be the same exact prompts, but that's where they're going to go. Everybody good? Everybody excited? Everybody going to go make their book or something to keep their cards organized with? And again, these will be available from Michelle over in the Handmade Holidays group. She'll have the flat ones like this, and she's also going to make one with a gusset. I'm going to get that one this year. I want the one with the gusset so I can take more stuff with me when I travel. Okay, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow in the Creative Hand Lettering and Doodling group, and I'll see you later. Don't forget, we start Saturday. So don't forget to start on your own Saturday. That's your first prompt. What is it? The first prompt is the color kabuki and a portal or a doorway. So that'll be fun. And Sunday's prompt is atomic red and zinnia. So that'll be fun. All right. I'll see you guys later. I got to get ready for the class for Fodder Knows Best, which is the next class that I'm teaching today. And then I'm going to go drop. No, I'm going to go wedding dress shopping. All right. I'll share this when I get my cover finished because I don't think I'll be doing that here on camera. I'm going to do that, in the middle of the night when I'm wide awake. So have a great day, you guys. See you later. Bye.